What's up everyone, my name's Shania and you're watching Paranormal at Dusk, where we talk all things ghostly, haunting, and chilling to the bone. And today we are here to talk about the latest buzz in the paranormal world. A tour group has taken over a well-known malevolence to showcase it to the curious and the brave. This tour is an opportunity for attendees to come face to face with the real Annabelle doll. The tour is driving Annabelle around the United States, bringing it to popular locations and charging visitors for a glimpse of evil. If you're at all familiar with this doll, you know the belief that we are not supposed to move it. Not only that, but the doll is never to be removed from its box, which is blessed and full of protection. The tour group has daringly removed her to be brought in a traveling case in its stead. Though many believe this to be ill-advised, the group defends their actions by referencing the Warrens, who often included their perilous artifacts in their presentations. Ryan Daniel Buell, host of Paranormal State, made a video on TikTok stating, "I think there's some misconception there, misunderstanding, because Lorraine actually would travel around with the items from the museum because they knew not everyone can come out to Monroe, Connecticut to view the items. So back in the day, Lorraine would go to colleges and have speaking events and they would showcase some of the items. And then once a year for their Halloween event, they would actually bring Annabelle and some of the other items. The first time I, Ryan, actually met Annabelle was with Lorraine in Pennsylvania." He continues on supporting the tour, which you can find on TikTok under his name. Although I personally don't think Annabelle should be moved, I do like that he's taken the time to explain to those who are curious about the motivation to put her on tour. If it were any other item, I'd be on board and first in line to see the exhibit, but this particular doll gives me the creeps. Speaking of the tour, they recently completed a stop at the West Virginia State Penitentiary, which is both closed and famously known to be haunted. People have been noting strange occurrences with the doll's travels, especially odd weather patterns. Virginians have seen historic flooding and rainfall, which has yet to cease. They're calling it an omen. Annabelle's Louisiana and New Orleans tour has sparked panic, what with the media's found connections to strange occurrences with the arrival of the doll. The doll was set on display in the French Quarter earlier this week, and in the same time, 10 inmates escaped from the Orleans Parish Jail early this Friday, several of which were allegedly convicted unalivers. Then, the historic Nottoway plantation burned down to the ground a few days ago. Rumor has it, the flames were put out only for it to reignite. There's one video in particular that really struck me. There's a well-known woman known as the Voodoo Bone Lady who I found on TikTok, and she explains that the doll has been brought to be put on display right next door to her shop. She explains that there have been strange occurrences, like the weather outdoors being around 80 degrees, yet it's ice cold inside her shop. The temperature dropped dramatically as soon as the doll arrived. Even her lights were flickering, which she displays on video. She even found that her mirror had been cracked, swearing it was perfectly intact before the ominous arrival. After seemingly having had enough, she steps out of her shop doors and approaches the van they carried Annabelle in and rebukes the evil doll with her holy water. You can find out more if you go find her on TikTok. I found the entire interaction fascinating and think her quite brave to make contact like that. It certainly sent a message. What I can't imagine is working in my shop and having that evil entity just next door. Talk about spooky. The doll's latest stop was in San Antonio, Texas. And unfortunately, there's been news of an 18-wheeler bursting into flames upon Annabelle's arrival. It exploded on the highway, leaving nothing but the frame in its wake. The doll's next stops are in Chicago, Illinois, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Louisville, Kentucky. So if you're from any of those areas, you may have the chance to go visit Annabelle, if you so dare. But beware, we do know that, we suppose that some very spooky, mysterious things have been happening surrounding the doll. After all this, who knows what's next? Thanks for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments what you make of all of this. Do you think Annabelle is behind the latest buzz? Or is it all mere coincidence? Till next time, happy haunting!